How you doing, folks? I'm Mike. You're watching The Michigan Woodsman. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be making some homemade fire starters. These things are cheap, easy to make, easy to use. They're waterproof. Most people have these products in their home already, so stick around. Alright guys, so this is what they look like when they're all finished. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one in a cup of water, let it sit there in the water while we do this video, and then at the end I'll pull it out and light it up, show you guys how well they work. Alright, so first thing you're going to need is some of these cheap little cotton rounds. Most women have these in the bathroom, well, at least mine does. But so you're going to need some of these things. I think it's $1. Paraffin based lamp oil. It's important that you use paraffin based lamp oil. And some golf wax. It's in the baking aisle, most grocery stores, convenience stores. Easy to find, cheap. The cotton rounds usually come in a pack of about 100, and so that's 100 fire starters, and you're going to spend about maybe $5 tops to make these things, so can't go wrong. So basically what I do, take a pot, cheap pot. Don't pull one out of your kitchen, your wife will kill you. Empty soup can. There we go, there it is. I put a couple blocks of wax in here, double boiler style, fill the pot with water, get it boiling to melt the wax, pour a shot of lamp oil in there. I think it's about a 10th ratio, 1/10 oil to 9/10 wax, but yeah, give them about a 2-second dip, sit them on some foil, let them dry up, and they're good to go. It's that simple. Alright, let me make sure this camera's adjusted. Alright, so get some water in this pot here. Yeah, I'll take that back. I should put the wax in to weight this thing down, or it's just going to bob around like a bobber. Two of them fit in there just fine. Stick it in here. Alright, let's get this thing lit. While it's come to a boil, I'm going to lay a bunch of these out. Just makes it a little easier. Like I was saying before, I do prefer to use natural materials when I start a fire. It's just good practice, but it's also good practice to keep a few of these on you. Have some backup in case of an emergency, or not every time you start a fire you're making a video or trying to impress everybody. So nothing wrong with using a fire starter once in a while. Certainly nothing wrong with having a few of them with you just in case of an emergency. Now these things will burn. These things will burn for solid 7 minutes. I tested them. These smaller ones I think were about between 6 and 7 minutes. And then the larger size, which is what I have in the cup, you can get 10 or 11 minutes of a pretty good flame. So I was pretty impressed. It's a lot better than any store-bought fire starter I've ever used. I guess I haven't used a lot of them because I just gave up on them. No point in paying for something like that, and you can make something a lot better. So, well, anyway, we're just going to sit here and wait for this wax to melt, and then I'll get back with you guys. Alright, well, the golf wax is all melted, so we're going to go ahead and add some of the paraffin-based lamp oil. You just kind of eyeball this stuff. It's not really that precise of a measurement, but I do like a 1/10 ratio. might have went a little too heavy on that, but it'd be pretty hard to screw this stuff up, so I usually give it a little mix. Make sure the stuff is mixed up pretty good. Looks good. So, just grab this thing with a tong. Oh, I think I might have used the wrong tongs for this. Give it a little dunk. Put it down. That one's a little wet, so you don't want to get them. You don't want to get them too much, but give it a good dip. Shake off the excess. You'll waste a lot if you don't let it drip first. Well, I must have grabbed the absolute biggest, most awkward tongs that I own for this. I give them 2 1-second dunks. I think that's usually what works best. I've tested this. I've made them just doing it 1 dunk. Made it doing 2. Labeled the bags. Now I don't remember which ones work better. You can actually get a little too much wax though, so you don't want to have too much wax. So you want it saturated. You want the outside of it completely covered, because once this dries up, that's kind of what protects the cotton and makes it waterproof, because the cotton's surrounded by wax. Then when you're ready to use it, you just break it open, expose the fibers of the cotton. Just hit it with a spark. Something to keep in mind when you're doing this. The more of the melted wax and that you use, the further down the can you get, the more this can wants to start to flip over because it's buoyant in the water. So just be careful that the thing don't flop over and fill up with water, or you're going to be starting over from the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and pull the can so it doesn't flip over on me. Alright, well, almost out of wax. That was just 2 blocks. I made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So 36 of them, 2 blocks, probably could have gotten 40. So you could probably get about 80 of them, I guess, out of the 1 box of golf wax and a shot of the paraffin-based oil. So that's not too bad. These things just got to set up and dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this fire starter, get the camera readjusted to the floor so you guys can see it, and pull it out and light it up. Alright, well, you guys are just going to have to take my word for it that this has been in here the whole time. It's the original one I threw in there. I couldn't do this without stop recording here and there, so you just have to take my word for it. I ain't trying to sell you anything, I'm just giving you something, so take it or leave it. Alright, I'm going to just wipe this thing off my leg. Try to pat it dry. Alright. Use ferro rod. WC Knives Master Woodsman. Just like that. Now that thing's been soaking the whole time I've been recording this, even between shots, and I had to stop what I was doing for about 10 minutes. So that thing's literally been soaking in a cup of water for more than 20 minutes. More than 20 minutes, probably nearly 25 to 30 minutes, I would say, and just completely submerged in a glass of water. And here it is. I mean, this thing it's up over my wrist, the flame is, you know, so That's a 10-inch tall flame right there. I'm just gonna let this go so you guys can watch it. We're gonna let this thing just keep burning. I don't know if you can see this in the shot or not. Maybe if I get a little closer. All right, let's see, here we go. This little pouch right here on my knife sheath. I keep 3 of those in there at all times. I've got a few different sheaths set up like this, and I always have 3 of those with me. And I'll try to get a better shot of this. This is not the greatest shot, but I always have a few of those on me in my knife sheath. I always have my Easy Lap diamond rod sharpener, ferro rod on the other side, and don't ever leave home without a WC knife, preferably the Master Woodsman. Anyway, let's keep an eye on this and just watch it go. It's doing its thing. That's a huge flame. I mean, you can get some wet wood lit with that. A lot of these guys buy these store-bought fire starters, you know, that advertise this and claim that. They cost $1 million and none of them perform the way they're supposed to. I've tried a lot of them. I can't speak about every one of them because I haven't tried every single one of them, but I've tried a handful of them, and not a single one of them worked nearly as well as this homemade one. And these things are cheap. I mean, you can't beat them for the price, and you can't beat them for how well they work. That literally sat there and soaked, fully submerged in water for that long. You guys see how fast and easy that thing sparked right up. And that is a tall flame. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit on that. So, oh yeah. You could almost, you know, I haven't tested that. Maybe that's something I can do in a different video, is actually see if I can bring a cup of water to boil. I mean, that is certainly plausible. Well, guys, nobody wants to watch a fire for 10 minutes, so I am going to leave this recording until it's off, and obviously we'll have to edit some of this out, or maybe just fast forward it so you guys can see the see how long it burns. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's something that is useful to some of you out there. I'm just going to let this thing burn out. Like I say, you can get 10 minutes out of it at least, maybe even up to 12 on average. But go ahead and like this if you enjoyed it. Share it if you really enjoyed it. Subscribe. Ring the bell so the next time I put a video up, you guys get a notification. Thanks a lot for the support, and we'll see you on the next one.